Wikileaks, Congress party bought India votes. India's ruling Congress party bribed MPs to survive a crucial voter conference in 2008, a diplomatic cable leaked by Wikileaks suggests. It describes how a senior Congress aide showed a U.S. embassy official chests of cash to pay off MPs ahead of a vote over a controversial nuclear deal. The ruling party has denied the allegations. The leaks heaps further pressure on embattled Prime Minister Manmohan Singh after a string of corruption scandals. The leaked cable reported the Hindu newspaper has caused uproar in the Indian Parliament, with the main opposition parties saying that Congress had brought shame to the nation and calling the Prime Minister to resign. The cable by U.S. official Stephen White said that the embassy employee had met Nachiketa Kapoor, an aide of senior Congress leader Satish Sharma. It says that Mr. Kapoor told embassy employee that money was not an issue at all, but the crucial thing was to ensure that those who took the money would vote the government. The embassy employee said he was shown 2 chests containing cash and said that around $25 million was lying around the house for use as payoffs. Nachiketa Kapoor denied the report, saying, "I vehemently deny these malicious allegations. There was no cash to point out to." Satish Sharma told news channel that he did not even have an aide called Nachiketa Kapoor. "I never had and still don't have a political aide," he said. Mr. Sharma is described as a close associate of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and considered to be a very close family friend of Congress Party chief Sonia Gandhi. The cable said that Mr. Kapoor also claimed that MPs belonging to regional party Rashtriya Lok Dal (RLD) had been paid 100 million rupees, $2.5 million, each to ensure they voted for right way. RLD leader Ajit Singh has denied the charge and said that he was opposed to the nuclear deal and his party MPs voted against the government. These exchanges are alleged to have happened at the time of a controversial deal between India and the US, which paved the way for India to massively expand its nuclear power capability. The government's left-wing allies withdrew support over the deal, but the Congress party narrowly survived the vote despite substantial opposition. If the government had lost the vote, India could have faced early elections. A defeat would have also put the nuclear deal in doubt. India Prime Minister Manmohan Singh not aware of vote buying. Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has said he had no knowledge that his Congress party bribed MPs to survive in a crucial vote of confidence in 2008. A diplomatic cable released by Wikileaks says a party aide showed a U.S. embassy official chests of cash to pay off MPs ahead of the vote. Mr. Singh said there were doubts about the veracity of such cables. The leak heaps further pressure on the embattled Singh after a string of corruption scandals. Doctors suspended over pregnant women deaths. Authorities in Rajasthan state have suspended 3 senior doctors in connection with deaths of 18 pregnant women last month. The doctors have been charged with negligence and irregularities in purchases of medicines. The women died after they were given infected intravenous fluids (IVFs) at 2 hospitals in Jodhpur city. Laboratory tests confirmed that IV fluids supplied by a local company were tainted, officials said. The woman died after severe hemorrhaging after they were administered with the IV fluids, authorities say.
हम लोगों ने मीटिंग करके वहाँ पे कहा है कि जांच करके बताएं कि वास्तव में क्या कारण रहे हैं और अगर क्रिमिनल केस बनते होंगे तो वो भी हम दर्ज करवाएंगे और पूरी जांच।
India accounts for the highest number of maternal deaths in the world, with tons and thousands of women dying every year due to pregnancy-related problems. Campaigners say most of the deaths are needless and could easily be prevented if more care and attention was paid to their treatment. Haiti ex-leader Jean-Bertrand Aristide returning home. Haiti former leader Jean-Bertrand Aristide has left South Africa to return to his home country after 7 years in exile, officials say. He is expected in Port-au-Prince early on Friday, 2 days before Haiti's presidential runoff vote. The U.S. is deeply concerned that his return could destabilize the country. Saudi king addresses nation amid regional unrest. Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah will address the nation on Friday amid reports of a possible government reshuffle. Diplomats said among measures to be announced are ministerial changes and an anti-corruption drive, according to Associated Press. We'll move on to the business world. G7 countries agree on intervention control on yen rise. Finance ministers of the G7 group of the world's richest nations have agreed to step into currency markets in a bid to control volatility in Japan's yen. It is for the first time since 2000 that G7 countries have jointly intervened in currency markets. Earlier this week, the yen hit its highest level since World War II against the US dollar, adding fears over Japan's recovery. The yen weakened to 81.71 against the US dollar after news of the plan. The G7 said that the member nations would join Japan on March 18, 2011 in concerted intervention in exchange markets. Meanwhile, the Bank of Japan injected an extra 3 trillion yen, that is $37 billion, into the markets on Friday in a bid to shore up confidence and ensure liquidity. The G7 comprises the US, Japan, Germany, France, the UK, Italy, and Canada. Welcome to the world of science. Messenger probe enters Mercury orbit. NASA's Messenger spacecraft has successfully entered into the orbit around the planet Mercury, the first probe to do so. The robotic explorer initiated a 14-minute burn on its main thruster at 0145 GMT on Friday. This slowed the spacecraft sufficiently to be captured by the innermost planet's gravity. Being so close to the Sun, Mercury is a hostile place to do science. Surface temperature would melt lead. In this blistering environment, the probe has to carry a shield to protect it from the full glare of our star, Sun. And even its instruments looking down at the planet have to be guarded against the intense heat coming back of the surface. It was right on the money, Messenger's chief engineer Eric Finnegan said. This is as close as you can possibly get to being perfect. Everybody was whooping and hollering. We are elated. There's a lot of work left to be done, but we are there. The spacecraft is now some 46 million kilometers from the Sun and about 155 million kilometers from Earth. And in sports, English teams eliminated Europa League play. The English teams Liverpool and Manchester City were eliminated from the Europa League, and Giuseppe Rossi scored his tournament high 8th goal will help Villarreal reach the quarterfinals. 3 Portuguese clubs, Porto, Benfica and Braga, reached the final 8 of Europe's number 2 club tournament, which is no English clubs for the first time since 2008. And before we close today's bulletin of news analysis, let's have a recap of the main points. With quest to cool fuel road stumbling, US sees weeks of struggle. Radiation spread scene, frantic repairs go on. UN backs action against Gaddafi. Pakistan Army Chief Kayani in US drone outburst. Wikileaks Congress Party bought India votes. Doctors suspended over pregnant women death. And there we end today's bulletin of news analysis. Be with us in the coming weeks too. Thank you.